What's up, my people? Back with another video. We're gonna do this one. We're gonna take a break from the blues a little bit. We're gonna get the boys a break. We ain't gonna give them no heart attack. We're gonna let them digest that one, and then we're gonna talk about a few game dogs a little bit. Go back to the classic real stuff for y'all people, and then we're gonna jump back on my second blue, my female blue. You know, But we're gonna take a little break from that. Let the boys digest that information I got, and you know, we don't want them to fall out. You know, with the truth hurting them. We're gonna let them heal up a little bit. We're gonna let them gut punches that somebody put in the comments. We're gonna let them gut punches kind of heal up a little bit. Let them digest it. So we're gonna go to the gang dogs back again. And this is where we ended off on that, where I told you about my masterpiece breeding. You kind of started turning heads and kind of talking a little junk, you know. So basically, this one gonna be inbreeding. We're gonna finish up. I pretty much finished up on them, but we didn't talk about the inbreeding really. And when we go to my next dog, this is gonna take us to my next dog, because I'm gonna have to tell y'all why you got that at some point in time. After you do the inbreeding, if you got something successful and you're working good, you got to inbreed, and then after that, you got to go to something else. You got to have something else to play with too, because you can't keep inbreeding over and over forever. I mean, I don't think you can. I think you do it and just preserve it and find something else to take to it. So just my opinion, but this is my channel, so I'm gonna give you my opinion, and I show and tell, and I've done it, so I ain't just talking, reading books and nothing. So we're gonna call this one inbreeding. This gonna be the inbreeding video, and the difference between inbreeding and what's line breeding. Now, we're gonna get into it. Somebody put that in the comments about inbreeding. What's my thoughts on inbreeding, and you know, we're gonna go over for a minute. Hopefully, I can get this one pretty quick. Maybe. Look at them gang dogs right there. But yeah. So what we're gonna do is, this is old Turnip right here. Old King Jr.'s sister, Turnip Williams. She was a good looking dog. Come off the King and BB breeding. Little masterpiece breeding. Basically a heavy bullet Eline Snooty on the top, and on the bottom, the heavy Emmett and Red Boy and Snooty. Got some other stuff in there too, but that's heavy with its line bred off of. That's what line breeding is, when you picking a line, and that's what you trying to focus on through the breeding. And so inbreeding is when you take and say, these dogs getting old, I like it, they're making people happy, I want to capture this because they 7, 6 years old. They getting on up there, and it's to the point where you better capture it, or you're gonna have to try to find some other dogs. And which, unless you connect it and know where some for sure good dogs at, you gonna find something else that may be okay, but it ain't gonna be what you want it to be, or it ain't. If you really have some good stuff, it's gonna be hard to find something good again. You may not, who knows, but sometimes it ain't but so good you can get, and once you get it, you better capture it and keep it. Regardless of what the papers say or what anybody say, it's what you and your people see and say and know about it, and what y'all happy about. So that's basically what we want to do, what I want to do with this. So I wanted to capture it. So what you do is you take the brother-sister breeding, and you make dogs like Pretty Boy. This was supposed to be a good dog. I sold him to somebody that wasn't really ready for him, in my opinion. And he ended up, some of these dogs like that go to different hands and stuff like that, because they good dogs and stuff. And Supposedly he supposed to be around that Fayetteville area, somewhere around there, Cumberland County area or something. That's kind of where he was at, and supposedly he got some stories, and he done produced some good dogs, and the boys found out what he was, and been breeding all types of dogs to him. So there ain't no telling how many dogs he got out there in the world that people don't know that's coming off him or whatever, and that's, you know, making names for themselves. Who knows? You never know. Like I said, I done sold so many dogs, and ain't no telling. But that's, you know, old Pretty Boy. And that's, you know, a brother-sister breeding with King Jr. and Turnip. See? And basically you just inbreeding, and then this line bred off the heavy Emmett, the heavy Red Boy, the heavy Bullet, the heavy Eli, and, you know, it's just line bred off that. So it's heavy. So that's what that's a form of inbreeding. You got the brother-sister breeding. You got the daughter to the daddy breeding. Those two I'm fond of. I think they're okay. You know. Now, when I get to my blues, I'll show you when I go to my blues again, I'll show you where I took a daughter to the daddy and how that came out good and everything, and that was fine. I'm showing you now brother-sister breeding. Like I said, I show and tell. I don't just talk. So that's a brother-sister breeding. And yeah, it was a good dog, man. A good dog. That's one of them. And then you can see siblings. And this was a good one. 11. I sold him to some person that I don't know what happened to him, and you know, he was happy with him. You know. Yeah, he was a good looking dog. I hate I didn't know what happened to him or whatever, but you see he bred like that too. Same thing, brother sister breeding. So you can see how they coming out, you know. Just like their mama, just like their daddy. You know, that's King Jr. You know, so just a brother sister breeding. All right. Then we got, of course, El Chapo. Like I said, that's my dog on my Instagram. If y'all want to see some of these dogs, man, y'all can go to Instagram. My Instagram is NC Styles Pits. NC Style Pits. You can see some of these dogs growing up and doing stuff. See a lot of pictures and videos and stuff. See more stuff that I ain't put on YouTube yet or whatever. Or, you know, some of them on YouTube, but not all of them. I got different stuff everywhere. And on Facebook too. I got different pictures on Facebook sometimes. Facebook is Real Pits No Bull. You know, .com. I mean, just Real Pits No Bull or whatever on my Facebook. And then my Instagram is NC Style Pits. If y'all want to see some of these dogs that I'm going over in these videos. So y'all ain't just gotta, cause somebody was like, don't let the pedigree speak for your dogs on the comments. Ain't nobody letting nothing speak for them. I told you they Williams bloodline dog. Don't you see that, Williams? Williams ain't nothing speaking for nothing. I'm just telling you what's coming behind it. The history behind it, and I'm tying it into the history. And people was liking it. People was learning stuff, and they getting this information. I'm getting good feedback. And, you know, hurting feelings. I'm sorry if your feelings hurt and you don't want me to talk about the history, but hey, you ain't had to look at the video. You could have switched on if you ain't in the history. So, ain't nobody living off no papers. I'm just showing you the history. I show and tell. Like I said, you ain't got to worry about if my stuff coming off what I'm showing off. I didn't show you the papers. I'm showing you the generations. So, you know. So, yeah. That's old El Chapo. And then we got these dogs was really good. There's a story about these, but I ain't going to put them on the internet because somebody might see it. But, yeah, man, these were going to be some good dogs right here. Old Step Curry. That was one of them. The brother-sister breeding. And I've done the breeding twice. All the dogs ain't in here, but a few of them in here. Like I said, everything ain't in Pets Online, but you know some stuff is. Yes, Red Lady Star. She was a good dog too. There was some good dogs. Came out good, brother sister breeding to capture that blood. Good stuff. Producing real good, biting real good, real hard gang. They were good dogs. And Zip Lip Yap. Oh, Yap. I sent her to South Carolina. She was a bulldog. Dude was real happy with her. He was like, man, it don't get too much better than this. I was asking him, you know, what I think I need to do, because I'm inbreeding them now. What else can you do to get them big? You know, I ask people stuff, man. People pay their money, and, you know, like I said, I can be biased on my stuff. I know what it is, know what it do. Now, when you come drive hours away and pay your money for them and then compare them to stuff, and then you tell me, you know, that's worth money too. I mean, you know, now you can get somebody else's opinion. You don't have to be kennel blind just because of what you see in your area, what you see, and you know, now you got other people in their area and they tell you what they see and what they think, and you know. That's how you know what time it is. You get checks from everywhere. And I'm an all-around dog breeder. I want people that can breed. I want the dog to be able to do everything, to be a good dog, to just be a good dog for you, or if you want to work them, be a good working dog. That all-around dogs is what I strive for. If I start making dogs that's one way, even if people that like them to be one way, they're just one way, that's not an all-around dog to me, and I don't call that a success breeding. This ain't the old days, it's the new days. You need the dog to be able to do everything. That's just my opinion. You know, I got a dog, you know, that we'll go through the paperwork later when I get to him. I might show a picture of her or whatever, but she, at a year old, you know, she got some of this blood in her, but she got some more stuff in her too, but she, at a year old, she already done had 3 certifications from 3 different doctors to be a service dog at a year old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like I said, these people that when they get these dogs, they don't tell you about it or nothing. I'm like, dang, you ain't even calling to let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to accidentally, I might tell the story or whatever, but they accidentally called me or something or whatever and didn't know who they called, and I called him back and he was like, I said, I'm the dude who sold you the dog. Oh, you want to see a picture? Yeah, I want to see a picture. I mean, you told me you're going to send me pictures. Like them pictures y'all see on Instagram and Facebook and everything, them ain't even half the pictures of the dogs I sold. And I got I got thousands of pictures up there. But it just, like I said, 20 years, you got 20 years of breeding is what who you talking to and listening to. Like, it's just, it might be 20% of people, maybe. Send me pictures of stuff, and most of them do it when they puppies and stuff. When they get old, I don't never see. And you know, people taking pictures of their dogs. This is Facebook and Instagram. Everybody taking pictures of their dog and doing stuff. That's what it is when you sell them some A stuff. They get hey, I got this dog and it's my dog and I created him, and you know, I ain't worrying about that breeder. I gave him the money he wanted, and that's that. And they, you know, some of them just like that, and they got the right to be like that because you done sold them the dog. I mean, it's it. It don't matter what you said, what they said, what the pictures they said they were going to send you, or updates, or whatever. That stuff don't matter. They got their dog, and that's it. That's why you always got to keep some of your dogs too, so you can know. You know, and if you know they don't call you back complaining, and they tell you they like it and it's good, you know what time it is. So they gonna let you know when they spend that money and make that drive and make stuff happen. That's just how it go. So, yeah. I mean, they was good dogs. The inbreeding, that's good. Now, when I done a daddy, when I done a mother to a son breeding, that didn't really go that good to me. Like, they were okay, but you know, we'll go ahead and go to that now. You know, but like I said, I like the daughter to the son, the daughter to the daddy. That's fine, and the brother sister is fine, because the brother sister to me is like when you trying to capture a breeding that you want to capture, like that BB and King breeding. I wanted to capture it and still have it. Right now, if I want to start using it to go another 10 years or whatever, that's how you capture it with that brother-sister breeding. And it should be done, you know, probably to me when they getting older and you trying to decide if you want to capture it or not, and you done got real reviews and tested it and you know what it's doing. It's okay, it's a successful breeding. Okay, let me capture that. Now, when you trying to make a specific dog, that's when you need to take a daughter and breed it back to King Jr. So that way you can have a 75% King Jr. like you trying to get a Pacific dog again, you know. And the line breeding is when like King is line bred off the Stony dog, the Stony, the Stony Jr. All that Stony Jr. is Stony too, you see? So he's line bred off the Stony stuff. So that's what line breeding mean. And the Eli dogs, when off of Pacific dogs or Pacific line bred off the Mim stuff, you see? BB. That's Mim stuff. See, it's line bred off all the Mims. That's kind of what line bred mean to me, like when you line breed a Pacific line, a Mims line or a Pacific dog, Red Boy line or Bolio line. That's line breeding. Inbreeding is what I showed you with the brother-sister breeding. And when you take a, daughter to a daddy or son back to the mama. Now, to me, when you take a son back to the mama, when you take a son back to the mama, let's see here. So I took King Jr. and bred him back to BB. Okay. Now these dogs were okay, as far as I was concerned. Now they came out good compared to some people. Let's see. So Emic boy, let me just show you something like a default that see, to me, when you take and put something back, like the dog came out of the mama, so you putting the dog back in the mama that he came out of. To me, that's gonna mess up your percentages. I ain't saying it's gonna mess up your dogs per se, if you're looking for one thing. Like this dog, he was all go. He was gung-ho. Look at them teeth. He was just always biting and locking on stuff and ready to shake. I couldn't even breed him. He just always wanted to go all the time. He was a one for something, one dog. Just for something, one thing, working him. And to me, that's not a good dog. Like, I'm a breeder. So a breeder wants to have all around dogs because he's selling his dogs. Well, depending on what type of breeder you are. But I sell my dogs to everybody, so I don't discriminate. I want to be well-rounded. I want my dogs to be able to hunt. I want them to be able to work. I want them, like I said, do everything. So if he just one way and somebody want to take him and just want a regular dog and they can't do nothing with him because every time they turn around, they got to, worry about something. That's not a successful breeding to me. Now, if you a type of person that ain't really a breeder and you just keeping them all, it might be for you because you can go through them and decide what you want to do. But I'm putting them in people's hands and keeping some myself. I'm doing it all, so that don't work for me. So he was like that, I bred. He had a little film over his eye where some medical stuff. Like I said, the medical stuff is where you start having that. To me, when you inbreeding them, some of the medical stuff, and the worst ones is to me when you take and put that daddy back into his mama. He came out his mama, then you putting him back in his mama. So, like I said, King Jr. to BB. You see? So you got BB, and then you got King Jr. You see? So that's a tripled up on the really Emic Red Boy and Snooty dog is what it really is. It's tripled up on BB. It's 75% on BB. So I want the 75%, 3/4, tripled up 3/4 is what I mean. See, when you look at the ped stats, it says 75%. You see? Because it's mostly a Red Boy Snooty Emic dog. The outcross is now the Bullet and the Eli from King. That's the outcross now. So, all fire dog, on go dog. You see? But that's not a successful breeding to me. Somebody it would be. Not to me. Medical problems coming up. And 2 on go. Just 2 on go. Just too much anything is bad. You're thinking less, on go more. Could be super with his thinking, but it's just, I don't want a one-way dog. I don't like that. You might, I don't. I like all around. You know? So, successful breeding somewhat, but not successful medical with the eye and how he was 2 on go. Okay? Now, Emmett girl. She was a little better. No medical problem really. On go a little bit, but not as on go. But like I said, it's gonna be a percentage thing. You know, all of them ain't gonna be like Emmett boy, but it's still the medical. I told you about the medical. So good dog. You know, everything but the medical now. She wouldn't come in the heat like I wanted her to. You see what I'm saying? Too much inbreeding. Yeah, couldn't get her to come in heat and couldn't breed her really. And she had some other little medical problems, but that came when she was older, you know, but a lot of stuff gonna come when they get older anyway, but yeah. Good breeding. Medical. You know. Doing that son back to the mama. I don't like that. I done it one time with the blue one time too. I bred, you know, I might get into it when I get my blues if I talk to it, but I bred one back to his mama, and she was old though, and she was really too old for me to be breeding her kinda, but she ain't had but one, and then and he was young too. The son was kind of young too, but still. Both of these dogs had a lot of dogs before, and she hadn't had a lot. And she only had like 1 or 2 puppies, I think, or whatever, and they died or whatever. And one of them came out. Maybe she had 3 or something. She had that many, and one of them came out with his feet turned sideways and stuff. Like I said, in my experience. So that's why I'm making this video, to tell you my experience. From my experience, it's a brother-sister breeding and daughter to the daddy. You can do the daddy. You can do the son to the mama. You might gonna come out with some good ones, but they gonna, you know, it depends on what you into, if you a breeder, and what type of dogs you really trying to make. If you trying to make all around dogs, or you don't care about the medical, or you just fight them percentages. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to capture the blood, I mean, you know, I already had the blood captured one way, so it ain't no need of, you know, trying to worry about this one. You do them both ways and see which one work, and then you can keep the ones that you work and that you like. And I like the brother-sister breeding. That's what I'm gonna go with, you know. That's what I like to keep it, you know. So, but yeah, she was a good dog. Old Emmett girl. Looked good, you know, bred good, you know. And then the last one that's in here is old Apple. She was a good dog, you know. Sent her to Kansas on the airplane, you know. Dude really liked her. Big time somewhat dog man, and he, you know, said she was a super dog. And once again, medical problem. She ain't coming in heat like she's supposed to breed and stuff, you know. That's what the report I got, you know. Super dog though. Biting hard, everything, you know. Just good dog, gang. It's a good dog. Just medical, again, like I said, perfect dog, medical. So to me, those are fails, breedings, to me, because I'm a real breeder and I want all around dogs. Somebody else, this might be the best thing you ever laid your eyes on, you know, just depending on what you into. And you know, you might be fine with it and go with it. He won't mad with the fact that he couldn't breed her, he just wanted to. But she was such a good dog, he wasn't really worrying about that. He just was happy with her because she was a good dog. So, you know, people understand how it go. You know, ain't nothing promised. When you get a female and you get, you know, you don't know if she's going to breed right or not, if she's going to take care of the puppies or what, you don't know. You know, you just taking a gamble. But when you do that inbreeding, you know, you got to kind of know what you're looking for. And you know, so yeah. So yeah, that's the inbreeding part. I'm gonna try to make this one quick. We at 25 minutes, and we're gonna go on and we're gonna go ahead and break it down and show y'all. Go to my next dog, but I just wanted to touch on that inbreeding and what I was thinking, what my 2 cents is. You know, brother sister breeding, daughter to the daddy. I'm fine with those two, depending on what you're looking for, what you're trying to do, and you're taking a chance with that son to the mama, but they can be good, but you might have some medical or whatever. You know, that's my experience. So this is old Renell, another brother sister breeding. He's the one that's gonna be keeping it going. Named him after my brother. He's a super dog. Good dog. Good looking dog. Good bite. Good gameness. Good everything. All around good dog. Now, I even took it one step farther, but I have to start getting something different. So then you start making these dogs. Or you take Renell and make a Ray Jr. You see? So now I got Renell with a son, bred to his half sister, Red Sonja. See, now I got it doubled up on King and turned up right in there. See, I'm all up in the 3rd generation now. You see? And he's a snappy dog too. And he's really inbred. Off Renell. Renell already a brother-sister breeding. You see? So you got that brother-sister breeding going right there. Then the half-sister, Red Sonja. Alright, and this is what we're going to get into the next dog we're going to talk about for y'all. This is right on time with the Yellow John and all that stuff that's going on the internet that all y'all talking about. I'm finna show y'all some real Yellow John. And if they talking about it ain't real, I let them, like I said, you let them talk, you just do what you do. But yeah, we're gonna break down her mama. But yeah, so I took her mama and bred with Renell to make a triple bred dog. So now you got the same King Jr. there too, coming down right there. Then you got some Miss Future in here. Okay, that's the outcross on him. So he heavy off of the BB and Williams, King Williams stuff, that classic breeding. He 3/4 heavy off of it. 1, 2, 3. So he in the 3rd generation pushing through there, 3/4 heavy. And then he got that outcross of Miss Future. Okay, and what is Miss Future? There's Miss Future. Alright. She loves jumping on top of stuff and stuff like that. She's kind of like a queen too, kind of. She's like the new and improved queen. She got that chocolate queen vibe. Y'all know I went over queen earlier on the angel stuff or whatever. So I got another chocolate dog again with the white a little bit on her. She them white feet. She got a little white chest, a little white back there. But yeah, this is old Miss Future Williams. And Miss Future is a bred up dog. Let's see. This is what we're going to go on next video. We're going to break her down. And I'm going to do something different. Normally I start at the top. We're going to start at the bottom this time because that bottom is going to be some Yellow John, Red Boy Jocko for y'all. I'm going to show y'all some Yellow John and Red Boy Jocko stuff. To people that's been looking at them videos and talking about all that history and stuff about that and all that. Yeah, I'm going to show y'all some stuff. Alright. And then the top is going to be for y'all Garner fans. Y'all people that love Garner and Chinaman and Frisco. That's what it's going to be. Alright, so we're going to do Miss Future the next video. We got finished up on the inbreeding. I just gave y'all my thoughts about the inbreeding and show and tell. I showed y'all inbreedings and how they come out and what I feel like the medicals on some of them or whatever. And you make your decision on what you're looking for and what you're trying to make. But yeah, we're gonna break her pedigree down. Part 1 gonna be Zena Williams and Xena, and part 2 gonna be Solomon Grande El Diablo. Alright, so if y'all really into that Yellow John, Red Boy Jocko stuff, stay tuned. The next video I'm gonna show y'all some real Red Boy Jocko and Yellow John stuff. And if y'all into that Garner stuff, that Chinaman and Frisco stuff, I'm finna show y'all some real Chinaman, Frisco, Garner stuff. Alright, so give y'all a break from the blues, go back to the real thing, and y'all stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna do some showing and telling. Peace.